Give me lit.
Boogie gonna drop.
Gun on my hip. Hey.
Boogie gonna drop too by the end of the year, probably.
Hey, Boogie.
You know what?
Single, yeah.
For some reason, I can't get with a Boogie. Like, it doesn't stick. I don't
Must
know
be
why.
an Akron thing.
No, because I've lived in New York City.
Okay.
And they love him.
Yes, they love him.
They love him. They love him.
him.
But something, it just never stuck to me, you know. But I respect it because his city love him.
What have you listened to from?
Let's Be 100. Nothing. Only the songs that's pretty mainstream.
Yeah,
I haven't.
That
I'm not
sense.
gonna lie. I haven't took the time to go. Listen. That's probably on my part. But
I'm sure if you did, because that's what happened with him at first. When he first heard like the Drowning and like some of his more mainstream.
Yeah, I heard that straight up. Sound was not for me.
Drowning.
Yeah,
but his old school.
Don't do that.
Old school shit.
He be trying to sound like Michael Jackson a little bit. Michael Jackson with a hoodie. Excuse me.
Oh my gosh, man.
He's like, drowning.
Oh my god, don't do that.
I think his girlfriend's hella cute though.
His baby cute too. He got a little,
yeah,
little
she
daughter.
is so cute. See, like
so cute.
I'm hip to that. Like,
it's like I don't know.
Yo, bitch, bad.
It took me a long time.
I feel like you have to say babies are cute because you're like,
no, I don't gotta say that.
You ever seen
there's
an
other
ugly ass baby though?
It.
I
seen.
Oh my god.
I seen. Nah, it ain't about the parents. Like it just
No,
be the baby.
ugly
bro.
parents be making beautiful kids.
It just be the baby, bro.
Zendaya.
Somebody be some beautiful
But,
parents, and it be some wild looking kids, man.
Yeah, it's other words adjectives you use to describe a baby that ain't all that.
Your child is so interesting.
She is.
That's fucked up. I would be like, what you trying to say?
She is
Somebody say that. Like, you gotta think of another word.
Precious.
Precious, that's a dead giveaway now. Back then it passed, but now you be like, precious. You trying to say my baby
like,
ugly?
oh, what,
you know? I'm trying. What are adjectives that we could use?
I love the unique vibe.
Oh my god. Well, baby's vibe is so.
Your baby's vibe is so on point. Like, I'm fucking with your baby's vibe. I'm fucking with your baby's vibe.
Sweetheart, that's a good one.
Ooh,
sweetheart.
Or you know what I do? I be like, oh, and this is how I feel. I think this is perfect. Where you be like, oh, little pudding, little pumpkin head, little pudding pop. You know, little cute things, little nugget.
No,
you know, you gotta call them cute
I don't know.
things.
Can you say pudding pop?
I do.
I don't think
Pudding pop. It's like the pudding pop.
Come through with the pudding.
Is that acceptable? You can't do that.
I say pudding pop.
The pudding is here.
Because Bill Cosby do say, I ain't never put two and two together. That's hilarious. Little pudding pop.
That's bad.
What the hell are pudding pops?
Yeah, I ain't never had a pudding pop.
I
Personally.
ain't never had a pudding pop in my life.
I don't know what that look like.
Babies.
And real talk, I never had a pudding pop either.
Have you ever seen one sold in the
But
store?
I'm just like, yo,
The word pudding pop is
Is Bill
sending
Cosby
me right
making
now.
these pudding pops personally?
No, he was sponsored by Jello. I don't know if he.
Oh, Jello pudding.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
hilarious.
Oh, Bill.
Not
Oh, Bill.
Aw, damn.
Bill.
He is in jail. That's sick. Prison.
Hey, yo, he probably living his best life. He's like, man, ain't nobody bothering me.
He can't see.
He probably.
I would hate to be in prison and be low key blind. That's fucked up.
He's like, oh, Bill, how has it been? I just been here in solitary.
I'm always so curious
It
about
kind
this.
of look like my house for real.
Oh my
It's a
god.
pudding pop. Let me stop. Oh my god. That's fucked up. I gotta stop. Help.
Hey, they be like,
I get really
Bill,
ignorant
dinner's
sometimes.
ready. Let's have some pudding. I do not want any of the pudding
That's it.
unless it's real pudding.
That's
Like,
what
yo,
you
this
do.
is like
That's
tax
it.
paid food, man. Like, you know,
It's literal fucking peas and carrots mash.
Ugh. No, thank you.
I don't know, but that's what I would guess it was in jail.
I'm good on that.
No, thank you.
I'm straight.
Getting back to the albums, supposedly Rihanna
back to the albums.
Rihanna is dropping December.
December?
We'll see. Cause
Drake.
sis be
I'm
playing.
saying November.
This is what's promised, supposedly. Ray Shremmerd, Childish
Ooh.
Gambino album, SZA
Childish?
follow up,
SZA?
Chance the Rapper, Kanye West. I don't know where.
What?
I don't like Chance the Rapper.
All right,
no more.
where's this list coming from?
Yeah,
It's
what?
just-
Yeah,
What are those sources?
All
The
right.
Weekend.
I do got a question for y'all.
With the Weeknd look like motherfucking Lionel
Hey, yo,
Richie.
he about
I
to
know
come
what's
out with the
going on.
most fire old school R&B album. Yo,
Just up your lane.
Y'all, I want everyone who's listening to this to go to that picture and zoom in on his pants immediately, and then come back to us.
I got a question for y'all though.
What?
Do you think Childish Gambino can really make a better album than Awake My Love?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I don't even like.
He
that
was
album
tapped in.
He can't beat that album.
He was tapped
I don't like
in.
that album. If he goes more rapping, then yes.
I don't
So
think
you want that 3005 Childish?
Yes.
I don't think his goal right now
There's
is to
nothing wrong
make a
with that.
better
'Cause
album.
that's a good Childish
Plus,
too.
I feel like that Childish is also a whole different lane than
You know what, you're right.
2005. I feel like it gotta be probably the best, like musically driven. Like I'm gonna point to that album. You know what I mean? Other ones definitely feel like they were pushed with other motives or other type of vehicles going forward, whether it be lyricism or
That's
like the sort of boom back kick and stuff like
I
that.
think Childish is more pushed to stay relevant is more social than musical.
It is.
We've always talked more about
dude's on the
how
big
his
screen,
music
man.
has had a social impact than a musical.
Then the
impact.
actual, yeah.
He's everywhere.
And then we have to think.
But we got
about,
Atlanta.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So we have to
Star
think
Wars.
about. But then you have to
Star
think about that's been
Lion
his lane
King.
the whole time as an artist, not even just music.
Dirty Rock.
Yeah, he's
Community.
always been a
It's more social.
multifaceted
Stand-up comedy.
artist.
I think we talked about that previous weeks with like Guap Dad and whatnot. I think
Yeah.
that's the shift.
I
as
love
far
Guap Dad.
as-
Shout out to
As
Leo's.
far as hip hop, like
That
Shout out to
people-
me. You're welcome.
People
I love
start
Guap Dad.
moving from like other mediums and other like stuff,
Yes.
other entertainment sources into hip
You
hop.
can't put an artist in one lane.
Right, not nowadays, especially not.
But do we draw a line somewhere? I mean, look at Damian Lillard. He just dropped the album.
And it's
A lot of
fire.
people. Damian Lillard's a basketball player.
And he
he
shouldn't
I don't
should be
know
able
nothing
to-
about sports.
I feel
He
you.
shouldn't be able to hoop that well and rap that well.
I mean, but
But you can.
Do you?
He's doing it. Yeah.
Is he? I feel like he has a ceiling there because of the fact that he's well known, has a reputation, at least for people who watch basketball.
And you want to know what else? Other basketball players who come out with music fucking suck.
Yes.
I think I seen him on Twitter, actually. I think I know you guys are talking about. And it did not sound too bad.
It did not. It
he's, in
ain't
rival,
bad.
he's like him and Shaq are like the best.
I don't think
NBA
I think
rappers
Iman's
are
stuff
awesome.
sounds pretty good.
Iman Shump is good too.
Hey, do
Kobe
Iman
Bryant.
got a cheat
I'm just
code
kidding.
'cause he got Tiana?
Yeah, of course.
Kobe.
I would put her on every
Tiana
hook.
is so fine.
Iman
Every
Shumpert,
hook.
Tiana Taylor.
Iman Shumpert's music sucks. Let's be 100.
Nah, he got a few. He got a
No.
I'm not a fan. I
few.
can't
He got
say.
back when he was in New York. He was rapping the best. Let's just say that.
Well, he
And
going
my
back
whole
to New
thing is
York.
like, all right, so do we live in an era where well, I guess the answer is no, but do we need to hear bars from rappers anymore? Like,
No.
No.
Not no more, but
It
it is
sound
appreciated.
good.
It is
Yeah, it's
appreciated
definitely still
when a
a lot of
rapper
value
can
there.
be current with the current sound and provide you with
Yeah.
bars at the same time. It's very appreciated.
They will
I
definitely
think.
rise to the top out of that. People will recognize that shit immediately.
Is the
Mm-hmm.
line being blurred as far as lyricism though? With like people like Blueface being like,
Absolutely.
I'm the most lyrical out, or like
I don't. I mean, somebody claiming that about themselves does not hold any weight from me.
Look
or
at
someone like
everybody's
a,
claiming
do
themselves.
we
as-
consider like a Gunna or even like a
I love Gunna.
Guap Dad lyrical?
You can't put Guap Dad and Gunna in the same category.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's
No, you
like-
cannot. No, you
it's-
cannot.
I
No, you
feel
cannot.
like
Gunna
like
is
lyrical
Young
only takes
Thug's
you so far.
actual child.
Yeah.
Young Thug birthed Gunna out of his vagina.
But
Okay.
Gunna be more, Gunna to me be more lyrical than Young Thug.
All right,
Well,
but then-
Gunna-
Lyrical, like
Okay,
lyrically,
maybe
Gunna-
lyrically, but
Yeah.
not
I'm not
artistically.
talking-
Yeah, different lane.
Gunna
different
can't
lane.
do
Way
a
different.
4-part
I'm
harmony.
just talking lyrically, like what Gunna be saying and like some of the metaphors he uses
Yeah.
is more.
Oh, Gunna go crazy.
Yes.
That's like when you have a child and like LeBron's son might be better than him.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the simple fact that is his dad, and he's getting that work in. Young Thug is literally like Bron in the rap game. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. But literally, like Gunna, I think I can agree with that though. Gunna does have more bars than Young Thug, but Guap Dad is
And
a
that's what-
personality.
Yes.
And
That's what brings people.
That's
to
what makes
him.
him.
But his
His energy
music,
is
though.
longevity, man. He's gonna be around for a long time
his
because of
music
how
is
he's dad
swaggy
everything
and-
else.
It's swaggy, but it's still kind of
There's
like
some lyrics in
Are
it.
we ever gonna see an artist who Pennywise ages as well as 50 Cent? Because you got these Guap Dads.
Pennywise.
No. You got
Yeah.
these Guap Dads. You got these Black Youngsters.
We'll have
you
to
got,
see.
The baby.
You got the baby, but it's almost like 50 Cent has a grown-up pettiness, if that makes any sense. And these artists,
He's a
kinda need to
cancer.
use that as a template if they're still going to be like that.
I think 50 Cent may be in his own lane with that because that dude is
Yeah.
ridiculously petty. He's still doing
he's
wild ass
extremely
shit.
petty.
I know, but
wasting
it's a
money
different
to be
way.
petty.
Exactly.
But I mean,
I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just how
it's amazing.
I feel like Drake is the next level business person
There's-
to Jay-Z.
there's
Like,
different
see
lanes
Drake
of that,
become a
though.
Sure, I don't think Drake can be as petty as 50.
No.
There's
No,
diff-
I'm talking about
Oh,
just
okay.
how, like, I feel like Jay-Z is the mold for what a artist should be as a business person.
Yeah, what they should,
And
the goals should
50
be.
is the mold for what an artist should be as
Petty
far as petty.
wise.
And I think Drake is kind of like going.
But can niggas fight?
There's
because 50 Cent is a real New York nigga.
Okay,
I think
that's the difference. Can niggas fight? Can you back up your
baby
pettiness?
being the next 50 because the baby had
the baby beat a nigga ass in Louis
Vuitton. He got a similar stance, man. When
and they made a music video.
I think hip hop's too diverse for that now. As far as look at like someone like Rick Ross.
Shout out to Ricky Ross, Luxury Talk. I love it.
Money.
That's one of those people in that same kind of lane to an extent, but he's not clowning like 50. He might get in there occasionally, but he's putting out good music. So I think hip hop's too diverse nowadays for that.
But this is my opinion on that.
There's too many lanes.
And this is what I always say about that. There's nothing wrong with it because if you think about it, hip hop is one of the newest genres of music. When you think about rock and roll, there's many different lanes. It's just not just rock and roll. Why does it have to be just hip hop?
Yeah.
You have rock, you have metal, you have emo, you have alternative, you have classic. You have all type of different lanes of what rock and roll is, and that's been around for a long time. Hip hop is a baby. The 90s, the late 80s. Let's be 100. Like that's art. That's our generation.
Facts.
So it's only gonna grow and evolve, and I feel like it's gonna be different genres of hip hop.
I mean, I feel like there already is.
Yes,
it's
me
really
too.
just depends on whether like the Grammys and like those. Do you think those people
That's a different ball game.
Like, is trap ever gonna? Is it best trap album ever gonna be a category?
I look at this
Grammys?
stuff, man.
I hope one day.
I look at this stuff, and I feel like I don't feel like the community should hold that much value in what the Academy has to say about what's going on.
I think in the future the Grammys is going to weigh less. It's people not going to care. People are starting to care less about that.
Like the value is going to end up diminishing over time, and it's not going to matter no more.
You still need to categorize, and we've talked about that on the show. People need to.
If you want to talk about it, categories itself is kind of not being non-existent anyway.
Like, genres.
Everybody doing
just music. Exactly. And I was gonna say.
See, I kind of disagree. I think the big four award shows will always matter. Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, and the Tonys. And reason being is every art forms still have that, for lack of a better phrase,
legacy
that they reach for. And
True.
you can't argue that many of our greats have achieved those awards.
Many of our greats have not as well.
Like Beyonce?
Exactly, but I mean, I still think Angela Bassett should have an Oscar.
But let's talk about music, Prince. Let's talk about Michael Jackson. You know, how long the Grammys was not fucking with them, and the Grammys to this day still ain't fucking with. You know, if you want to be 100.
You would literally have to dismantle that whole system as a whole, and I just don't see. I don't see anything. I don't see an artist. I mean, you even when they talk about Lil Wayne, they still like Grammy Award winning artists because like that still matters.
Kind of, but does it to the youth? Does it to us? It may. But let's talk about the kids, my nigga. These people, these youth, they on a whole different wave, and it's really some shit we can't even really tap into. Let's be 100, because I think even just the new stuff I listen to, the younger people I talk to who do music, their mindset is totally different. When it comes to this music stuff, they don't give a damn about Biggie Smalls. They don't give a damn about no Tupac. They're not doing their research. They're not hip hop knowledge like we have it. The millennials, we did our research. We did this. We know all about hip hop. We know about the old R&B. They don't give a damn. Yeah. They want to get out the hood.
They trying to make money.
They want to flex. They want to make some money, and that's just that.
And I think that's what we've seen right now. It's a new generation. It's almost like they calling it almost like a pop rapper almost, but like they making songs for the radio.
Emo rap.
They getting paid. You know what I mean? They are getting paid.
They getting their money.
And they doing it the way they want to.
And half of it ain't even the radio. Half of it is internet.
But I think your meteoric rise is also gonna be as fast as your meteoric fall.
I mean, and that's for them to handle. That's for them to handle when they come across it. But I mean, you look at people like Beyonce. Beyonce recently got snubbed in the the Emmy for her Oscar for her Netflix special Homecoming. And she was. And I heard, there were words coming out from within her camp that she was really hurt and upset because she had like 6 nominations, I think, or something like that, with director, production and stuff like that.
And she did her damn thing,
and she didn't win any of those. And that was one of the nights where like, and of course she showed up for the first night, and after that she didn't come at all because almost like you almost know that you're not going.
Literally, some of the biggest stars don't even show up to award shows anymore.
But even in that, like a lot of her camp.
When the last time we seen Rihanna?
Then what? Yeah. So why does it? Do you think older people like? Let's look at Spike Lee at the last Oscars.
I personally feel like Beyonce was worried about the Oscars because she's so close. She already has a Tony, she has a Grammy, and she has an Emmy. I'm pretty sure, or something like that. She's trying to finish up the what was it? What's it? She want the EGOT. That's what it's called. I forgot what it. I mean, I don't know. It's like the epitome of it. I guess of like entertainment. I guess awards and status and legacy, and getting something like that is just a status symbol almost. And Beyonce being who she is, I feel like it's something just to put a cap on her gown, a feather in her cap almost at the end, towards the end of her career.
I don't think
John Legend get one, and Beyonce ain't get one.
I don't think Beyonce got an Oscar. I don't think.
I'm actually curious.
What?
Oh, well, he did. How did John Legend get an EGOT? Do you know?
I think it's musical.
Just straight musical stuff.
I think
he didn't start soundtrack.
That probably is the song that did it because I got tired of that shit.
He had a song. I think he had
a song soundtrack type of thing.
Type thing.
That makes sense.
Just how you
don't think like a man.
Got an Oscar for Despicable Me.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yes, I'm happy.
But here's another thing.
I love Pharrell.
It's not like Beyonce's never gonna win an Oscar for acting because
she can't. Let's be real.
She can't. We love to be. She has to know that. And that's. Well, then you have to think about that's probably why she's upset she didn't get for Homecoming because it's like, man, I can't.
Damn, I wasn't even acting.
For being myself.
Right.
Being yourself 100% in the first time for real, showing people parts of yourself you never shown people. She was probably as vulnerable as she has been as an artist.
But
and
you
as a
have to
human
also
being
see the amount of work
in her
went
career.
into that.
Exactly.
But here's the problem with that. That's another thing I was talking about. We as artists put the value on things because we see the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into that.
Yeah, true.
But another thing I was saying to another one of my artist friends was like, you have to also look at it from the consumer's perspective of what value you're giving them too. Yeah, your music is cathartic. Yeah, your music gets you through a lot of your pain and a lot of your heartape. But if your music isn't doing that for your listener, if your music isn't adding value to your listener, then why are you putting music out? Because
don't expect certain things.
Exactly.
Put it out, but don't be upset when you don't get certain things. I could see exactly that being the case.
Because if you think about it, your art is your journal, and if you feel like your journal is of use to other people, then yes, other people should see your journal. Other people should read your journal. And now I'm not talking about a diary where you're like, oh, today, but like your journal is how you work things out in your life, and your art is how you work things out in your life. And do not put your journal out. Do not put your art out for other people to see and hear unless you feel like it's going to bring value and add value to somebody else.
But you know what? That's not always the case as an artist because sometimes you just want to put it out because that's just what you want to do. It ain't for y'all.
But the expectation is different when you do that. You see what I'm saying?
True.
It's about context, man. And you gotta be aware of the context to be responsible for the I guess the intention that you have when you go ahead and put that stuff out there.
But let's go back to the new generation now. They put their stuff out without expectations for real. If you really want to be real, some of these people literally started rapping today, right? Put out a song, it had a heartbeat, they were talking some shit, maybe shot a music video that day too. They whole hood fuck with it. It got a lot of views. Now they're on.
I mean, look at the Tekashi situation. He almost dodged accountability as well. Like, he's not really living that life, but he associates with it. Yeah, and that gave him his career. Yeah, literally put him on his career. You know what I mean?
Did.
Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things where it's like, again, I think you touched on it a little earlier. Like, it's the perception of like why artists are really doing it nowadays is a lot different. Like the bag associate money obviously is like the rat chase of living in America just blinds you sometimes. So it's
just a lifestyle. I think people are because like hip hop is like the new rock and roll. You know how it used to be like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's literally sex, drugs, and rap and hip hop.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's what it is right now, and people just want that lifestyle. They just want to be rock stars, and that's just what it is. And it's crazy, and they are, but they ruining themselves.
People don't understand how temporary or how short-lived you can actually go about that lifestyle.
It's so short,
quick,
but that's quick. Like catchy to the young people most of the time. Like people in our demographic aren't gonna like we understand like there's a time and place. Like, all right, we want to hear that turn up shit out.
Right, but not all the damn time.
Right. So it's like young people is like,
you want to hear that shit 24/7.
Where is the line?
Or I just lost my dog. Let my brother show me how to chase. That vibration is so sad. Like they either want to turn up or they in their feelings because they homie betrayed them.
And I
it's
think,
just too much.
I think that's why why R.I.P. Tentacion was so popular, because it was along those same lines of like he was very like sad, kind of depressing music.
I mean, real talk. If we want to be honest, all the Future's music is depressing.
It's
just
very.
I just popped
the beats,
52 Xanax bars. Like that's ridiculous.
I think 56 Nice Crazy. That was a great album.
It's one of those things. Like,
yeah, it is. It's literally.
And obviously, seeing stuff on TV and like, this is what we should look
or
up
on
to.
the internet, on Instagram.
I'm curious,
and
man.
they put it like, this is goals. This is life goals.
I'm
this
really
is
curious to see what happens with a
goals,
lot of
whatever.
these newer artists who come in claiming to live that lifestyle. People like Uzi, he's been quiet for a long time, and he's been dropping like
Leo
little
Gang,
bits and
shout
stuff.
out to Uzi.
And I'm curious to see what he's gonna do. He seems okay. Like I mean, all things considered, I was kind of worried about something
Want to
going
know
on.
what's going on?
I feel it. Yeah.
He's sick of motherfuckers.
But I'm also curious to
wanna live
see
his life
how
for a little
people like the baby who really blew up this year for real off of this brand and this name of being like a rock star and living that rock star ish or whatever. And I'm curious to see if he can hold that up, because he has to drop something new soon. He has to drop something new.
And the baby, when you drop something new, please change the flow up.
Please,
a little bit.
exactly. That's what I'm
This
curious
is the
about.
problem with our landscape of music. Back in the 70s, back in the 60s,
Come on,
back
woo.
in the 80s, we gave our artists time.
Hallelujah.
So, you see what I'm saying? You would not
true.
hear an artist album for 5 years. So you would hear, it would be
Yep.
much of what a Rihanna thing is now.
Yep.
But
That's
artists
right.
would then step out of the spotlight.
Yeah.
You wouldn't hear from
You
them.
sure
you
wouldn't.
wouldn't
They
see
living
them.
their lives.
And we expect artists to, if you're not making music, we need to see you tweeting. We need to see
Yeah,
you at this thing.
that's not-
We put too much.
But that
on
loses
their
the glamour
visibility.
of celebrity, like just the one of it, the glamorization of it. The internet literally deaded that, like Hollywood and glamour and celebrity and stuff. All that shit is whack. That's not existent anymore, because everything's so instant. Boom, 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 boom. It's been. I remember being young and like not really knowing about a celebrity's life until you saw a E documentary, or you see them do an interview, or a DVD, like a little DVD with the rappers or a little Def Jam, and you see their life or little stuff. That's what made it. Or in a magazine, like what they wearing. That made it so cool. You know what I mean?
Had way more body
Everybody
because
too
it wasn't
accessible.
all the
Everybody
time.
think they can be what a celebrity is. They think they could just be it.
And that's the thing. Like I'm not putting pressure on a baby in any way to try and drop something. But the thing is, he's put this expectation on himself by going forward about his brand this way. You know what I mean?
That
about things
sucks,
that he's been doing. And the thing is, like, you set yourself up to rise really fast. Like you said, they have a really quick fall. You know what I mean? So he has to do something different, whether to switch up his flow, switch up his approach to his music, or change his brand in some type of way,
or knock
create some
another nigga
longevity.
out.
Otherwise, he's gonna be gone by next summer, and that's just how it is. Look
Which
at
is why
Yachty.
we
Look at a lot of those other people,
Oh,
young
yeah.
people who we were talking
Yeah.
about, who gonna be around next year.
No one cares
Look at
about
Yachty.
Yachty,
Look at
really.
a lot of those young people. It's like they have
Unless he
their
drops
own
something
fan
hard.
base
This
who
was-
are holding on, but like they're not where they were.
True.
You know what I mean? Like
True.
they're not where they were at back then in that peak. In that
So
first
let's
couple
talk
months,
about
so.
it. Like, how do you think? Like, for instance, like back, because I love me some Young Thug, Leo Gang. Like young people, artists like that. How do you think they stay so current? Because even like Young Thug doesn't drop every year,
No.
and he barely be online, but he's so relevant.
But what,
I think it's
to what you
label,
said,
the label, having other
Okay.
people like Gunna,
Smart.
Lil Keed, all them other littles under him.
Okay,
that are
Jerica,
said.
The
shout out to
YS
her.
the
I also
YSL
think back
label.
in the day, like labels used to do the right thing and actually have mentorship for these artists.
Yeah.
It was a different
artist
story.
Craft them and
development.
develop
It
them.
was
We don't
a whole
we
different
don't
story.
have I mean,
You just
A&Rs
tossing them
is
out there in the
looking for next hot
woods.
thing now. A&Rs used to
That's
develop
it.
the artists.
A&Rs just want to see if you made 3 million views or more, so they could take you to a label.
Yep.
That's
Let's
it.
be honest though too. Like our favorite artists are all signed to other artists. Like I mean,
Or big labels that's like a sub label. Like you got your
essentially
Columbia,
that's
and
the
then you
same
got.
thing, but like most of like the Gunnas, the Coles, you know what I mean? They're
Yeah, you're
signed
right.
to like other artists technically.
True,
You know what I
true.
mean? So it's
And
like
I don't. And I.
the
and
only
I can
people
put it-
signing directly to major, sorry to cut you off, Lily, is like a Little Nas X or like somebody
Cardi B did it.
Cardi even like somebody really colossal, like really big. So
I
But,
thought
uh,
if
think
artists
it's-
went back to actually like cultivating and growing artists, you would have a lot less of these problems.
But that's why I think we're getting back to that with everybody.
I think so, too.
Signing to artists. Look at like the whole Gunna, Little
do you
Keed.
think artists make good label like heads?
It depends.
It depends on it depends. It's like do good players make good coaches, man? It really depends on what's going on.
Some of the best coaches ain't played a lick.
And some of the best players, are some of the worst fucking coaches on the court. True. You know what I'm saying? You like, what are you even doing out there? But it's about your context, man. Do you understand what you're doing when you're out there doing it? If you're just feeling it organically, you may not be able to tell somebody else how to do that shit. You know what I mean? But if you got a formula, you got a method, then maybe you can teach that. You know what I mean?
We also live in a generation where like people will be like, well, you ain't never been here, you don't know how this works. And I'm like, that's never how anything has ever worked. Like,
it's not how
some
this
of the people
works.
that know exactly how it works have never been there. They know how the system and the machine
I think
operates.
it's a perception too of like nobody really wants to be like forced an artist, like Memphis Bleak or like you know what I mean. Nobody wants to be like somebody's just signed this person, you have to listen to them now. Like look at Young Thug and all his artists. Look at Dreamville. Look at no one was really forced on you. They're just like, all right, they're on a feature with Young Thug. Like that song's
Do you
cool.
fuck with it?
Yeah, that song's cool. All right, that song's big enough. He's big enough now. He can drop his own
but
project.
you know what? They move it. They move pretty smart though.
Yes.
They move pretty
like
smart.
Socially, non-music wise, like they make smart moves in the media.
But you want to know? You want to know what I really think it is too, because I hear this all the time, especially from like males. A lot of the times it's not really any OGs. You know what I'm saying, so to speak, quotation OGs. And a lot of older people, like a lot of the older generation, be hating, like, or they don't understand it and they don't want to, and they trying to tell you this is how you do it. But it don't work like that no more. So when you get somebody that's not really like a young thug, he like my age for real, maybe a couple years older than me, but he's still young enough, and like millennials, I'm telling you, we are the shit, because we've experienced both sides of the spectrum, and I feel like they probably really grasp the things that he says, and they respect it. When he say, okay, Gunna, we gonna put you on this song, and we gonna see what it does. Just be patient. I'm pretty sure he sat his ass down and was patient. And then the song did numbers. Everybody's like, who is this? And they're like, all right, so we're gonna start. Now we're gonna get your project out because they fuck with it.
I think like Young Thug did it very well.
He did it so
Other
well.
people, like, again, we've name dropped a bunch of artists. Rick Ross, again, when he signed Wale, that whole MMG come up. Wayne
smart.
with Young Money, like, despite the Birdman dispute.
Nicki Minaj and Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
Top.
Prime examples.
So,
I mean, do y'all think Tiger got the short end of the stick?
No.
Tiger did it to himself.
Let's be 100.
All right, expound.
I feel like Tiger was able to actually show up on the albums, bro. Look at what Nicki did on the albums.
Let me tell you what
Look
he
at
did.
Pink Friday. You know what I mean? Look at Drake dropping
albums.
Look at Take Care and all those albums.
His singles be okay though.
But and his mixtapes was crazy. Tiger's mixtapes was crazy.
Fire.
But like, you can't play it on the
his mixtapes
radio.
was crazy.
You can't play Well Done on the radio. Well Done 2 on the radio, bro. You can
What
play the
is his
album, but the
best
album ain't
album?
shit.
I don't know the
His
names of
last
none of his
album?
albums.
The last album he just dropped was decent.
What was
Tiger
my
with
favorite?
the braids.
Put the lime
He's
in the
back.
coconut and mix it all up.
That was a
Mix
single.
it
That's a
all
classic.
up. Everybody and the
He low key back
party.
and rebranded.
Tiger with the braids.
That's
is
Travis
going.
McCoy's cousin, guys. From gym class here. Like,
Yeah.
remember that?
I know that,
Yeah, classic.
That's his cousin.
Classic.
Yeah,
Crazy.
he had to come
Shout out
back
Travis
and
McCoy.
rebrand himself. And I feel like,
Damn, what happened to Travis?
Tiger had to rebrand himself like every other rapper does.
Okay,
you know
but
what
he
I
can
mean?
get rid
But
of that damn rap.
He also did a lot of he also did just make bad moves, man.
It ain't macaroni over
Combined
here.
with, again, we don't know. We talked about it before we went live. The whole Young Money, Cash Money thing. We don't know that much about it. Like
IMCMB.
whether he was restricted on dropping and like all
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
things.
you don't know. You don't know the ins and outs of
Even
it.
like that one where they had some track where they would just cut his verse off the track where it was Wayne, Drake, and like supposed to be a Tiger verse.
Maybe
like,
it was. Maybe it sucked.
It wasn't.
See, this is one thing about artists too. Sometimes a verse ain't gonna go.
Yeah.
And it need to be less yes man. Sometimes your shit suck, artists. Sometimes your verse sucks.
That's a whole other possibility.
and sometimes it need to be cut out the damn song because you gonna ruin it.
And that's
wasn't
why-
Get out your damn feelings. Sometimes a verse I write, sometimes I bet that shit would suck sometimes on a certain song. Cut me out that motherfucker.
But I think it's different with how things are. Like people just sending you. Like if you're in the studio with me, I think it's a little bit easy. It's more direct, but it's a little bit
I'm sorry,
easier.
that's
Like
hilarious.
that wasn't it. Can you go back in and do
Yeah.
that? So
But people need to get out their feelings.
Yeah.
Take that constructive criticism.
I think it's a problem when it's not constructive, and I think
Okay.
that's.
I mean, what's the difference?
No, a lot of times people are like, I don't rock with that, and it's kind of like, why?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, that's where you need somebody who is like,
Yeah.
Be like, oh, the
outside
flow.
of the
True.
bunch. It's like, hey, you guys, this is why this.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
working.
yeah.
This
Yeah,
is why
yeah.
this needs to change.
Mhm.
But we've cut real producers
Come
out of the
on.
whole mix.
We cut the whole village out.
There's
Everybody want to be
there's
one
no
thing.
Rick Rubin anymore in the studio who are like, Rick
Yes.
Rubin's not making music. He's sitting
I'm about
back,
to be the next Rick
assessing
Rubin.
everything that's going on, and
Debatable.
telling you what needs to be done.
Debatable. I think the Rick Rubins are even bigger. It would be like a DJ Khaled or somebody like
Don't nobody
that.
give a damn about what DJ Khaled got to say about a verse.
DJ Khaled is putting together the project.
Or Funk
and
Master
putting it
Flex.
Do we know? Do you know what he's doing though?
These old ass niggas.
We don't know what he's
They
actually
don't
doing
know
on
really
the
what's
project.
popping. DJ Khaled was getting mad at Tyler, the Creator, because he went one.
Yeah. Well,
Nigga,
that's a
Tyler
whole-
put art, creativity, all type of, not just
Yeah.
we the best. Let me get a bunch of artists on a track. Like, granted, yes, it be good stuff, some radio stuff, but get that man his respect. Tyler
Yeah.
puts art. He puts actual creativity. He sits his ass
and
down.
that's someone like just sticking to the creative process, and another
Yes.
person just following the formula.
Exactly.
So that's
Yes.
why that played out that
Here's
way.
another thing though. Artists are too dependent on music, and that's why somebody like
Come on. That's
somebody like
it.
Rihanna steps away because she's not solely dependent on music.
Okay.
A big problem that artists
getting her
make when they
checks.
really make it is now their music is their cash cow.
Yep.
And when music
Yep.
is your cash cow, you're doing any and everything
Yes,
you can
that's the truth.
to have that next hit record
That's
because
the
you're trying to
truth.
get a taste of that again.
Yep.
When you
Yep.
branch off and diversify
That's
yourself into other things, you're like a Drake where you could take a year off and then we don't even notice because you're invested in other things going on. So when artists make it, they can't be solely dependent on music anymore. They know that this thing works in the machine, but you need to then branch out and do other things that you're not solely dependent on your music.
That's true.
It's the same thing we were talking about before. The starving artist is working at 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
trying to become the artist. But the problem is when the artist becomes solely the artist, the problem is that now they're solely the artist.
Yeah.
They don't have that other thing that they're dependent on.
Mm-hmm.
If you even think about it, I remember Jay Leno, when he was becoming a comedian, he would be like selling cars or something like that.
Yeah,
and still doing like stand up. And eventually that money flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to a point where now he had the late night show, but then he was making other money, and he would just always bank the money that he was making more of and then live off of less. Because he wasn't dependent on that. If this thing dripped away, he already had a lifestyle he was maintaining on this. A lot of these artists get out here, they see the flashy chains, they get these cars and whatnot, and what happens? You looking like Thugnificent from the Boondocks,
Hey,
when everything fall apart.
homies over hoes.
Oh my god.
Booty, butt, cheeks.
That's my whole 2 cents on that.
Real quick.
Oh yeah, y'all want to talk all day, so I don't know. Last words. I don't
Bouncy
know.
wow.
Y'all want to keep talking? Y'all got anything else?
Yeah, I feel like we can keep talking all day. We got
Literally.
Yeah, it is.
Ah,
We've been talking like
nothing.
close to an hour almost. Yeah, actually has been. Okay, yeah, we can end that thing. We can end it right here.
All right.
Yo, thank you,
Thank you.
Suci, coming through, letting your
was
light
so
shine
fun.
on the show. That's all we asked for, man. And thank everybody tuning in. Again, this is a live, man, unscripted. This is a whole vibe. Probably one of the best unscripted we've had in a while. So,
Unscripted.
thank you, thank Willie, thank you, AT, Suci, for another great show, man.
Thank you.
Cheer.
Last words?
Yeah, one of y'all.
All right.
gonna give some.
No, I'm not going to.
You want to
come
go
on.
first?
You playing
go
games.
first before him, Suci.
What are you
All
talking
right.
about?
Just you go next. Just go.
You be
Last-
wildin'. Suci XO signing out.
That's where the Suci XO on Instagram, right?
Yes,
That's what
yes.
it is. Go follow her.
SUCIX.
Music on the way. Willie, last words.
Live a life worth meaning. Because when you're gone, all you got is the life that you've lived.
Thanks.
Wow.
Will.
Thank you, Will.
See, this is what you be doing.
We're also
bro.
going to end with apparently TDE was spotted all in the studio with them like recording. So
hippie.
TDE sessions on the way.
Really? Oh, like Dreamville session?
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, cool.
I'm
See,
playing
I
with
love
that.
this
Would be
new.
nice.
Come on.
That would be
That's-
I
nice.
like
That's
these
what we
lanes.
should do, right?
Things are going. Yeah, I like the
People,
lanes.
everybody
things
in
are
the
going
studio working together. No more email
I love it,
tracks.
man. I love
All
it.
right, y'all. Unscripted. Much love.
Peace out.
Yo, it's AT,
It's Locc.
and we are here. Daze is here. Daze is in effect.
And we just want to make sure you guys know where to find all the Daze content, whether it be on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook.
Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
And to stay up to date to all of our content, make sure you follow all the links in the description below.
Daze is in effect. We'll see you next time, people.
Till next time.
Yeah.